So the question for me for a long time was, is reincarnation actually happening? Um, I didn't just want to believe it because somebody said so, because the alternative wasn't making any sense, what I was hearing in church and all that. So um, I have in the last, well, off and on the last 20 years, but very intensely the last 2 years, revisited the whole thing, um, and also the fact that, I'm convinced that it's happening, and I'm also convinced that it's not a good program for, that has our best interests in mind. So, but first of all, is it actually happening? Um, if, if don't take anybody's word for it. There is so much information out there now, and it's a small window of opportunity to find out what's really going on, because the internet is on its way to being censored more and more, and eventually they will only allow out there, I'm sure, what they want you to know. It's not a free and open discussion anymore. So, I'm sorry, my arm is starting to hurt. So anyway, what I suggest is reading some books, and I actually buy them, because eventually it's just going to be gone. Books are disappearing. Things are disappearing off the internet. So just you can buy used books. So there's a book by Ian Stevenson, 20 cases suggestive of reincarnation. And he actually traveled all over the world, to India and to all kinds of different places, to check out and to interview children and their families, to see, the kids, especially the kids between 2 or 3 and 7 and 8, would claim that they belonged, that this was not their family, that they belonged to a family, in another town, and they would describe the town, they would know the names of the other family. So, and the reading is a bit dry. He kind of, he's a researcher, so it's not entertaining, but he's very thorough. And I've mentioned this before. My little great grandnephew, when he was 2.5, he told me about another mommy that he had. And for several months there, he was very upset about the mommy that he does have, my grandniece, who is a wonderful mother, but the child was just remembering another mother, you know. A year later, when he was 3.5 or so, he couldn't remember. I asked him, "Do you remember telling me this?" And no, no. And he's fine now. He loves his mom, and they are really good parents. But why would a 2.5-year-old make up something like that? So that kind of clinched it for me, because it was clearly a memory. He wasn't kidding around or fooling around or making stuff up. He was just kind of, he was sitting on the couch real quiet and kind of just remembering something. So anyway, there are the memories of children and even adults. Forever Conscious Research Channel he has tons and tons. I mean, if you want to hear near-death experiences and what happens in between lives and all that good stuff, I just go to his channel. I mean, and there are lots of other channels out there who interview people who've had these experiences, except that he has some good commentary. So you don't get lost in all the love and light stuff, which I used to get lost in all the love and light stuff. Oh, it's wonderful. Well, anyway, there is an adult person that he interviews, and I forget his name, but he had a pre-birth memory, and what went on before they sent him down here. So he said he's had this memory all his life. So there's somebody who didn't forget, you know. But most of these kids forget. Once they're going to their teens and 20s, then the memories just really fade. So anyway, that's one thing. The other thing, of course, is the near-death experiences. Robert Monroe, Far Journeys, is a good one. William Buhlman has some good books out as far as just out-of-body trips done on purpose. You don't have to have a near-death experience to leave your body. So Adventures Beyond the Body is a really good how-to book as far as how to do it. He also has another one out that's called Higher Self Now, which is really cool. There is also the hypnosis subjects. What's his name? Michael Newton, Journey of Souls and Destiny of Souls. And he, he was he's a psychotherapist, and he did regressions under hypnosis. And Forever Conscious Research Channel has a great series of readings from those books. So you can actually just turn it on and have it on in the background. You don't have to sit down and read if you don't have time. But, and again, some really, really good commentary. There is a channel, I think, called The Skeptic Vegan, something like that. And he has put together a huge amount of information. I don't know how many hundreds of hours it took him to put all this together, and it's a free ebook, I think. So I'm going to put the link to his site underneath here. And so, these people who talk about this, most of them have nothing to gain. They don't have books to sell. They don't get money for talking. They're just telling their experience. And, so it does seem that there's consciousness beyond the body. And to me, it's pretty solid that reincarnation happens. And again, it's up to you. I mean, as far as I can tell, it's the most important thing that we can study because, we're all going to die. And, for me, it just hasn't been enough to just think, well, just hope for the best. Whatever happens, happens. That's not good enough. When I look at the misery I've gone through in my life and my family has gone through with horrible illnesses and horrible deaths, and other people in the world have it much worse. It's just so much worse, and I don't see things getting better. Although, there are those who say, oh, there's going to be a golden age, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Am I just supposed to believe that because you say so. And how do you know? You know? Um, so I basically don't believe anything anymore. And working on getting strong within myself. And I'm going to make, I'm in the process of making a list of things that we need to practice here so that we have freedom on the other side, because it doesn't look like on the other side we have any freedom. Um, Somebody's always on your ass about something, and I am just don't want that. Don't want that at all. All right, so I hope this is helpful. I'll put the links underneath, and hopefully you can get a good grip uh, on the issue. All right, take care. Thanks for listening. Bye.